Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for the time and opportunity. Introduce me oleh Sri Haryani. Here I will present a paper on case analysis of the abuse of youth around the Jogja National Museum and violation of the KUHP Article 170. In this paper, we will examine and answer problems regarding the legal process in the case of the beating of youth at the Jogja National Museum. Then what are the obstacles faced in the application of criminal sanction against the perpetrators? This research is a descriptive type of empirical research, whereas in the application of criminal sanction against analyze whether the judge applies criminal sanction in accordance with the guidelines contained in Article 170 of the Criminal Code. Whether law enforcers are able to collect witness and evidence, where if law enforcers do not find or present sufficient witness or evidence in the examination in court, then it will invite judges in applying criminal sanction and be absent of the judge's authority in imposing a sentence of more than the sentence demanded by the public prosecutor. Background. Therefore, the crime of beating is an act that is contrary to legal norms, so that it is prohibited by law. 1. Formulation of the problem. What is the definition of beatings? Can a beating without witness be legal procedure? What is the chronology of the beatings that occurred in Jogja? What is the appropriate chronology judgment? How is the inclusion of criminal act dealing that occurred? Purpose. This paper was made to fulfill one of the tenets of criminal law. This paper was made to provide information and knowledge about one of the criminal acts, namely the crime of beatings that occurred in Jogja. This paper is included as a literature review for readers. Discussion 1. Definition of beating. Beating is an act that aims to cause pain or injury to another person's body which is carried out together. The crime of beating is an act that is contrary to legal norms, so that is prohibited by law according to Article 170 of the Criminal Code. Any person who openly and with collective force use violence against person or property shall be punished by maximum imprisonment of 5 years and 6 months. The guilty are threatened with 1. With maximum imprisonment of 7 years. If he intentionally destroys goods, or if the force used cause injuries. 2. But the maximum imprisonment of 9 years of violence results in serious injury. 3. With a maximum imprisonment of 12 years if violence results in death. 2. Beating without witness. The crime of beating is regulated in Article 179 of the Criminal Code is not a complaint offense. Even without a complaint from the victim, the perpetrators can still be legally prosecuted according to the provisions in the criminal prosecutor. If there is a suspicion of use a criminal act, the victim can report the perpetrators to the police so that they can be prosecuted legally. Straight of evidence, and letter of evidence, presumed et repertum. Legal evidence. A criminal case consists of A. Witness testimony, B. Expert testimony, C. Letter, D. Instructions, E. Dividends statement. 3. Chronology of the beatings around the Jogja National Museum. In the case of the youth beating around the Jogja National Museum, it is suspected that the cause of the occurrence is challenging as ordered on social media. The chronology of events with an explanation from the head of public relations of the Yogyakarta Police, AKP Sasana Raharja, around the Jogja National Museum GNM, Ki Amri Yahya behind the Take Market, Pekuncen Wirobrajanko, Yogyakarta City on Thursday, 3 June 2021, early morning after the incident. The police moved quickly and conducted an investigation at the crime scene and found a Honda Beat motorcycle with a P3359 GT plate, broken alcohol bottles, stone fragments, bamboo sticks, and flip-flops, all gladly used by the perpetrators when prosecuting the victim. The police succeeded in arresting 10 perpetrators of the beating that killed D.W. Of the 10 perpetrators, 2 of them served as the stabbing of D.W. The 2 perpetrators who stabbed the victim were K.I.R. and S.E. K.I.R. was stabbed with a forked knife once to the side of the body and 3 times to of the back. Meanwhile, S.A. stabbed the victim with a kitchen knife, causing the victim to fall down. Meanwhile, 2 other perpetrators played a role in prosecuting the victim using bamboo bottles and bar hands. 4. How is the inclusion of criminal act denaming the occurred? The participation of one or more people when another person commits a crime is called denaming. In this case of beatings around GNM, there is connection plagiar and mediplegian. Plagiar is the person who commit or the perpetrator, Article 55, Paragraph 1 of the Criminal Code. In this case, the 2 perpetrators who stabbed the victim, namely K.I.R. and S.A. Meanwhile, mediplegian is participating in the current. In this case, the others actors play a role in persecuting the victim using bamboo bottles and bar hands. 5. What is the appropriate criminal verdict? Based on the chronology and denaming linkage stated in the Criminal Code Article 170. 1. Any person who openly and which collective force use violence against person or property shall be punished by maximum imprisonment of 5 years and 6 months. 2. Greatly are threatened with 1. With a maximum imprisonment of 7 years if he intentionally destroys goods or if the force used causing injuries. 2. With a maximum imprisonment of 9 years if violence results in serious injury. 3. With a maximum imprisonment of 12 years if violence results in death. In these incidents, the victim died. The appropriate sentence for this is 12 years in prison, but this can be considered by the church considering the sociology logic of the perpetrators. Conclusion: the factor that caused the crime of breathings to be cried out is the lack of self-control during an action without good thought and suggestion. Do not occasionally dare to commit a crime because in fact the law exists and the law applies to anyone who commits a crime. That's all I can say in today's presentation. I'm sorry if there is a wrong word. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.